Right. Hello everybody. Welcome to Point of View Playthrough. Again, we'll be doing a solo play unless Jeff can join us in a little bit. But we'll get things going. Just want to check and make sure everything's running okay. Looks like it's going all right. Okay, so today we are going after the Flower Knight. Obviously, as you can see there on the card game. Alright, not the best view there. Okay, so we'll just get right into things. We've changed things around a bit after the last game. We got together and purchased some items, and we did all the settlement phase. I just remembered I need to set one more thing up. Okay, just testing out the auto roll, or not my auto commands. D10, roll to 10. Okay, everything is running okay. Alright, so, as I said, we purchased a few things. We were unable to get a full suit of the Screaming armor. We got everything except for the shoes, the boots, or whatever they are. So, Red is now running with mostly Screaming armor and the Bone Club. The brown-based character has the Sleeping Virus Flower and has the guitars and most of the rawhide gear. They can't wear the full gear because of the vestophobia they have, so they can't wear anything on their chest. We have the captain, our archer, in the green base. He's got the bow, the catgut bow, the clawhead arrow, and full rawhide now. And Red has full rawhide with the bone blade still. Okay, so the Flower Knight. In the heart of the forest dwells a delicate gardener who appreciates solitude over all things. Sadly, the dangerous flora and fauna it cultivates are desired by many. To preserve the hidden world it has created for itself, it trades its tools for deadly blades without hesitation. So, we're kind of going after this nice, peaceful creature that just wants to be left alone. Alright. So the Flower Knight. Where did I put his basic card? I had it up here. Oh, I think that's it there. So, we're just going for a level 1. We probably could have gone for a higher level, maybe 2. But, first time going after him. He has 7 basic cards for advanced cards. His movement is 7, his toughness is 6, which is really low. That's like introductory White Lion low. It has Bloom and Set Roots. So, Bloom target a random survivor outside the fairy ring, they suddenly vanish, gain +1 luck token, and are doomed. So they can't use survival. The target emerges from a flower, place them standing in the closest free space inside the fairy ring, turn the monster to face the target. And so if nobody's within range of it, it'll pull one of them in to the fairy ring, basically. Set roots, the Flower Knight has +1 damage token for every survivor in the fairy ring. The fairy ring is this board, the separate board in the middle. So you want to keep your guys out of the ring. The Flower Knight does not allow terrain to exist inside the fairy ring. If a terrain tile would move into the fairy ring, it stops. Short of the border, if a terrain tile would be placed inside, nothing happens. Alright. So that is his special abilities. He has a basic action, and then his instinct is to germinate. Scatter pollen flows back to the fairy ring. Place the Flower Knight in the center of the Showdown board. Remove a +1 luck token from all survivors. So we don't want him to bloom if we have luck tokens. Okay. Let's see here. Sorry about that. Okay. Alright, let's just get into it. And a reminder for anybody watching live, you can roll along with us with certain commands in chat. So I will start with the first player. That is a roll a random hunt event. So that will be a 45. All right, 45. The Jagged Valley. A valley of sharp white stones opens before the survivors, looking just like a toothy maw. As the survivors push and climb through the jagged spires, they find that even the shallowest nick bleeds profusely. Each survivor suffers 1 event damage to the body. Unless the survivor has bandages to patch up the wounds, all survivors gain 2 bleeding tokens. We do have bandages, so luckily nobody gets bleeding tokens, so that would be bad. If survivors have a pickaxe, we don't. That's it. Everybody takes 1 body event damage. Not the best start, but it could be worse. 1. Ooh. That means Brown will start out with 1 light wound to the body. Okay. Next is Jeff's character. I will just roll for him. That's a 64. And 64, the stone fountain. 2 cupped stone hands rise out of the ground. The hands hold clear, cold water that trickles through the stone fingers in a seemingly endless supply. Any survivor may consume from the fountain. If they do, gain 1 courage and roll a d10. If no one consumes, roll again on the hunt event table. Okay. I'll get one too. We'll get green too. So they drink and get a 1. Oh, one's always bad. The water is clear until it enters your lips, where it suddenly turns to blood. You spit out the foul liquid and suffer monster-level brain event damage. If you have the hemophobia disorder, which he doesn't, you suffer monster-level event damage to the body as you vomit violently in disgust. So, he just takes 1 brain damage, which his insanity is 13, so that just brings him down to 12. So, not bad. Next is the captain, so green. That is a 40. Dream. The event revealer dreams of the upcoming hunt. They stand before the great beast, weapons ready, but it strikes them down. If the event revealer has 3+ courage, or if anyone's a saver, they have more than 3 courage, so the event revealer is emboldened by the dream and gains +1 evasion token. Nice. Otherwise, the dream is merely rattling. If a survivor has the Twilight Sword, which we don't, add murder to the settlement timeline in 5 years. No, we don't. So he gains +1 evasion. Okay. So next we move on to the Forest Gate. The survivors approach an ominous gate. Trees and shadows lay beyond. The forest wants what it wants. Alright, and remember, anybody watching, if you want to play along, you can roll in chat with certain commands. I will ask for them. Just say hi, let me know you're watching, and if you want to roll for the some of the characters. So, the forest wants what it wants. The hunt board setup. So it's, instead of overwhelming darkness, we have the forest wants what it wants. Test the gate. Roll a d10. When survivors land on overwhelming darkness space, instead resolve the forest wants what it wants. Survivors may not pass over this space, but must stop at the event. Survivors test the gate. After rolling test the gate, each survivor may do any or all of the following to increase the roll result. So each survivor So we'll start off with red. If anybody would like to roll for blue, I will put out the command. Why is that not working? There we go. So, if anybody is watching and would like to roll, please roll or type !D10 and you can roll for the blue character. So this will be for red. That is a 6. Next is 5. Then we have a 9 for green. And I'll give anybody who wants to a second to try rolling for blue. So, Let's see here. So test the gate. If you have a 1 through 7, which is 2 of the people, and I'm going to roll for blue as well, so that's a 7. So 1 through 7, survivors find themselves somewhere new and bleak, inexplicably standing with the gate at their backs. End the hunt and apply the rules of starvation space to the board. Oh. I think we roll once for the team and then other... Okay. Sorry about that. I misread that. So we roll once and then everybody can add to try to boost it. So that is a 6. So if we add 2 to it, we can then move to Begrudging Welcome. The gate swings open a fraction, the hinges stinging like a forlorn flute playing the melody. A melancholy welcome. Survivors force their way through, each gaining a bleeding token. Or if we can push it up to 13... Survivors step through the gentle swinging gates, met by a warm, promising wind, carrying cloyingly sweet bouquet. All survivors gain 1d5 insanity and +1 understanding. So... I don't think we'll be able to get to 13. So you can gain a -1 attribute token of your choice to add 1 to the result. So if we wanted, we could drop down somebody's movement by 1 or somebody's strength by 1. We probably won't need a crazy amount of strength for certain characters. We can gain a bleeding token, but everyone's going to get 1 anyway. Gain a random disorder to add 1, or archive 1 gear from your grid to add 1. So probably not that. It looks like I may do some minus attribute tokens. I think I will do -1 movement to red and 1 to brown because they already have extra movement. Okay, so -1 movement to red and -1 movement to brown. So that brings us up to 8, so everybody's going to get 1 bleeding token. But we are going to make our way through the gate. Okay, so we get through. That is wrong. This all shifts 1 more over. Okay, so we all made it through the gate, so blue will be the last one to go. Again, anybody watching, let me know if you would like to roll for the blue character. But I will begin their event. So, sudden life. The branches overhead are suddenly alive with writhing insects. All at once, thousands of insects begin to sing. Sorry, it's hard to see from here. Filling the air with a vibrating wall of noise. The din brings the survivors to their knees. All non-deaf survivors suffer 1 event damage to the head. hit location that ignores armor points. If any survivor has 3+ understanding, they may plug their ears with spongy moss to help help others do the same. Otherwise, be overwhelmed. The overwhelmed survivors suffer 1 brain event damage and begin the showdown knockdown. So, we definitely have survivors with +3 understanding, or 3+. They may plug their ears with spongy moss and help the others do the same. So everybody does take 1 to the head, but they don't take the brain event damage. And they don't begin knockdown. Any non-death survivors suffer 1 event damage to the head hit location that ignores armor points. Ooh. It's starting everybody with a light or a heavy hit to the head. Not good. Okay. Next is the space for the monster. So we begin the showdown. Just a moment. All right, so monster starts in the middle. We do have the fairy ring, so that is the different colored area here. Set up the center of the board. The flower patch set up normally, so we have the flower patch here. And that is monster level flower patches. So we have 1. So you use a action to pick a flower, archive this terrain, and roll on a d10. Add 1 to your roll if you have any sickles, which we don't. 1 bleeding token. So and a 2+, gain a random flower resource. Give those a quick shuffle, and I will do the same for the random. Oh, we got a visitor. This is Stewie. Okay. So, the flower resource set up within 2 spaces of a board edge. So we can set it up down here. Let's pull this back a bit and see the mess of cards I have going here. I can get rid of those. Basic action, I'll put those over there, and hunt events up there. So, the flower patch, it's just a good chance of a basic resource. Red has the Screaming Bracers, which adds 2 to your roll result when you activate terrain. So there's at least 3 to get that, so you're definitely getting a item there. We also have the Nightmare Tree. Obstacle blocks line of sight, blocks movement, interrupts ranged weapons. Cannot move through it. Roll a d10. Each survivor may use this once. 1, you gain a Lonely Ant and take an arm damage. At 3 through 5, you're tangled and knocked down. A 6+, you get a Broken Lantern basic resource. So that has to be 5 spaces away from all board edges. Unfortunately, that would put it in the ring, which can't happen, so... Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no way to place that one, so it's a lost one. And the other one happens because of, I believe, my bracers as well. They let you add acanthus plants. They have to be 6 spaces away from all other acanthus plants. So I will do 1 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I will do 1 there. So we'll put green over here. Actually, okay, we'll put green over there. And you know what? Maybe I'll switch these. Okay. Oh. Of course, you couldn't see what I was doing there. Okay. Maybe I'll bring this down here. Let's get a good view. So -1 movement to brown and to red. +1 evasion to green. Okay, let's begin. So first is always the monster. So and there's the cat knocking everything down. I'm just gonna put that off to the side there. He likes to get tangled in my headphone cord. Okay, so I will do a quick shuffle of the AI cards because I think I did, but just want to make sure. So, oh, that may be in the way. There we go. So his first AI is Disarm. If there's no survivors in the fairy ring, he will perform Bloom. Pick a target. So there is no one in the ring. He will do Bloom. Bloom is scattered pollen flows back to the fairy ring. Place a flower knight in the center of the showdown board. Remove 1 luck token from all survivors. Okay, so he just returns to the middle of the board. If there are no survivors in the fairy ring, perform Bloom. Then pick target closest threat facing in fairy ring. Nobody. Closest survivor in fairy ring. No one. No target. Germinate. So he only attacks people in the fairy ring. Oh no. We did that wrong. So I looked at Germinate instead of Bloom. So Bloom, he will perform, and that is where he pulls somebody in. Target a random survivor outside the fairy ring. So That's it. Yes. Red survivor. So red gets pulled in and gets a +1. Movement. Oh. Of course, it's the last one I look at. +1 luck token. So just keep it down there so it's kind of out of the way. I think there was special rules for the Fairy Ring. Fairy Ring is a special feature on the Flower Knight Showdown. It's not terrain. Fairy Ring is always placed in the center, ignoring effects that say otherwise. Flower Knight has control, does not allow any other terrain to exist inside if the stop short of the border. Okay, so I thought there was something, if you leave the Fairy Ring, it makes you bleed. That might be a high level, though. Razor bulbs, yes. Okay, so +1 luck token, they're doomed until the end of the monster's turn. Oof, that's not good. So, closest threat facing in ring, that's red, which he pulled in. If the target is knocked down, they stand. That's nice of him. 3 speed, 2+ to hit, 0 damage. The survivor's weapons are knocked out of their hands. They must spend movement and action in order to retrieve them before activating their weapons again for the other than fist and tooth. Okay, so red's evasion is 2. So as long as 1 hits, and it's a 3 speed, so it's going to hit. 4, 4, 8. So 1 hits, so their weapon is knocked out of their hand. Okay. Now, what was the... Fire Knight is +1 damage token for each survivor in the ring. So technically, they have +1 damage. The damage is 0, so it would do 1 damage. I had, what, a 4, 4 and something else. So 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, all 3 hit. Waist, legs, head. That is only 1 damage to each. Okay. Not good. So that is the end of the monster's turn. We discard that AI card. Okay, so now red is going to use an action and a movement to pick up their weapons, and then they are going to dash back outside the ring. So that uses 1 survival. 4. Now, green is going to fire at them. And they are going to use the clawhead arrow. So that is a 6 plus to hit. That is a 9, so that hits. And it is a strength of 6, so as long as it's not a 1, it'll damage. Oh, and a hit location. Probably should get that out. Okay, so on a wound, the Flower Knight's eye beams strangely. Attacker gains +1 courage and is knocked down unless they spend a survival. So they rolled a 7, plus everything else is more than enough to wound him, so that's 1 wound to the monster. They also get, because of the Clawhead arrow, a -1 evasion token. So now they're a little easier to hit. Okay, let's see here. Blue. No. That was green. Green went. Over there. So. Blue is going to look at the top 2 AI cards. So we have the Wrathful Vine Strike, perform Bloom. Pommel Punch. If there are no threats in the fairy ring, perform Bloom. Closest threat facing in fairy ring, closest threat in fairy ring. So I'm going to put Pommel Punch out. And I'm going to get somewhere where he can reach me. It's only 1 speed, so they can dodge it. And we won't do any damage for the rest of this round, but they are going to move over here. I should probably put that back. Brown is going to move over here so that when the monster runs forward, he'll be in range. Red can't do any. Red already did their turn, so Brown is going to look at they're going to try to go for that acanthus plant there. That is a 2. Suffer arm event damage. That was not good. I think I've suffered more event damage than I have damage from the actual monster. Alright, again, if anybody wants, we do have the ability to roll for the blue character. Sit up here a bit and look down at it a little more. Okay, so that archive this tree. So unfortunately, that goes away. Now it is the monster's turn. I'm going to pull the AI card. Pommel Punch. If there's no threats in the fairy ring, there is one. So it picks target closest threat in fairy ring facing. So it's going to run forward and then turn to go for him. 1 speed attack, 2 plus to hit. Blue has 3 evasion. So that is a 2, 3, 4, 5 plus to hit. 1 speed. That is a 5. It would hit for 1 damage. Headhunter always hits in the head, but he is going to use a survival to dodge it. And he loses that survival. I gotta remember to take these cards out of the way. Okay, so didn't really do much because we dodged it. Now it's our turn. Red is going to use the action to pick up the token. They roll, doesn't really matter because they get +2 to it, so they get a resource. Odysseus Bloom. So it's a flower, it's a bone resource, perishable. You may consume and archive this during the showdown to remove all your bleeding and negative attribute tokens. Gain flower addiction disorder. Okay, so that was their action. Then they are going to just move up next to it. So next turn they can hopefully do something. All right, Brown is going to go and you know what? They have a high chance to crit. So we're just going to go all out with them. So they have 2 Qatar, so they're going to double it and go with 4 attacks, which we're looking at a, what are Qatar's? 7+ to hit. 6+ to hit because of his -1 evasion. And no other bonuses to accuracy. So 6+ to hit. That's a 7, a 10, a 7, and a 4. So 3 hits. 3. So first we have the delicate shoulder joint. It's easier to wound. So -2, I think, is... His toughness is only 6. So 4 to wound. We have the fray breaches. On a wound, attacker gains +1 courage and is knocked down. Oh, didn't that... I forgot to do that for the archer. They are going to take that courage and get knocked down because they would get up at the end of the monster's next turn, which is the turn that just happened. So he's back up. Oh, no, that was the wrong character. Okay, and so that is on a wound, knockdown and courage. Reflex. The Flower Knight slowly cranes its neck toward the attacker. The attacker has any stinky gear grade. They gain priority target token. I don't know. Oh, they do have monster grease, which is stinky. So that is on a reflex, so it's going to happen no matter what. So the last one we will do is the knockdown one. So first we'll do the delicate shoulder joint. So with their weapon, that is a 3 strength plus 2, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So anything but a 1 will wound. But with his deadly and the one card he has, Sleeping Virus, it is a 10, 9, 8 plus 2 crit, which is a 9, so that is a critical wound, so we'll take 1 wound. And for the critical, Flower Knight's sword arm is ruined, Attacker gains 1 survival and 1 random flower resource. If the Flower Knight is inside the fairy ring, it gains a -1 accuracy token. So, the flower resource, we have a Warbling Bloom. You may plant this during the settlement phase to archive it and gain 1 population. The survivor is born with the flower addiction disorder and a face just like the Warbling Bloom. So we have a person with this face if we plant it. All right. -1 accuracy token. So he has -1 evasion, -1 accuracy. I don't know if I took the -1 evasion into account when I attacked him, but that's okay. So that was a critical hit. Goes back. Next one. That is a 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to wound him no matter what. So it looks at him. Now he's priority. But we do a wound. That would have been a nice one to crit, but that's okay. And one more. That is a 9. That is a crit. So, the wound reaction doesn't happen. The delicate iridescent fabric is destroyed. Attacker gains +1 luck and 1 random flower resource. So that's another resource. A lantern bud. Perishable. You may consume and archive this during the settlement phase to gain +3 endeavors. Skip the next hunt and gain the flower addiction disorder. It is also a scrap. Alright, so that was 2 more wounds? No, 3 more wounds? We did 1 before, and then we just did 3 now. So that is 4 wounds total to it. He doesn't get knocked down, but he is the target of the next attack. No matter what. So red picked up the thing and moved. They don't have a turn anymore. Blue can go, and green can go. Blue's going to do an attack. So that's 6+ to hit with the sword, 5+ because of his accuracy, 4+ because of the monster's evasion. So 6, 5, 4+ to wound on 2 attacks. It's a 6 and a 9, so that is 2 hits. Interesting. So the first one we have is the Armored Back. Oh, I forgot people's special abilities. We have Specialization with the Guitar. When attacking with the guitar, cancel reactions on the first selected hit location. Well, I would have done it in... You know what? I screwed up. That's my fault. The sword fighter guy, he has, when attacking with a sword, after drawing a hit locations, make a wound attempt, then select a hit location. Did I get... I forgot about the +1 luck for Brown. Okay. So, sorry. A lot to remember when you're playing 4 characters. So, the second hit location is a Hypnotic Deflection, Parry. Wound attempts at this location fail unless the wound attempt is a critical. Turn the Flower Knight to the attacker. They gain 2 insanity. On a critical wound, they break through. So, I get to roll and then decide which one it goes to. So the first one, let's see, what do we have? 2 strength for the sword. 3, 4, 5, 6. So on a 1 or 2 plus, they're going to wound. That is a 7. So we're going to do the armored back first, since there's no crit on it. So that does 1 damage. And then the second one will go to the Hypnotic Deflection. So that is a, hard to see, a critical hit, a Lantern 10. So, wound attempts at this location fail unless the wound rolled is critical. So, it succeeds. The attacker does not have, if the attacker does not have the fencing, secret fighting art, they break through. I don't actually know what this is. Okay. Breakthrough. With a ferocious blow, the survivor is able to overcome the Flower Knight's bird-like reflexes. If the settlement has innovated drums, all survivors gain 2 insanity. I don't think we have drums. No, we don't. Seizing the moment, the attacker attempts to break through. Roll a d10. Add the survivor's luck to the result. They don't have any right now, unfortunately. That is a 6, which is the Flower Knight chirps and stumbles. Its armor subtly shifting colors. Gain 1 survival and +1 luck token. That's good because they've used survival, so they gain it back. And +1 luck token. Okay. So that was blue. Unfortunately, we didn't get this a 10, which I think would be nice for the sword fighter. But that's okay. The archer is now the last one to go, and they have the archer or the bow specialization. When attacking with a bow, you may re-roll any misses once. Limit once per attack. So that is a 2 speed, 7 plus to hit, 6 plus to hit because of his -1 evasion. And I don't have any accuracy on him, so that's a 10 and a 3, so I can reroll a miss once. That is 2 10s. 1, 2. Furious Riposte. Both of them are. So, wound attempts to this location fail unless the wound result is critical. Ugh. On a failure, perform basic action, target the attacker. Wow. Double that, so Location fail. Perform basic action, target the attacker. That's a 3, so it's going to do that, and an 8, so it's going to do that. 8, yeah. So, 3 speed. 2 plus to hit. 3, 4, 5, 6 plus to hit. 7 plus to hit because of, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 plus to hit on a 3 speed. All miss. Now, technically, I would have attacked again, which I rolled the other one, so he would do it again. That is a 5, so 1 goes through. And the 8 goes through, because it was 7 plus? Yeah. So that is 1 to the feet. He's just going to dodge it with an 8. He keeps his survival. Unfortunately, he doesn't like ending his turn next to the monster, and Red won't be able to do his thing. So there's 2 people who can't do their actions or their attacks next round. So that was a bad turn for the archer. So we're going to go to... Oh. Next one will be Salute. Now, because Brown has the priority target, closest threat facing in fairy ring, closest threat in range. So he's going to move and attack the target. So he's going to move over and attack Brown. So he's back in the spot we like. 3 speed, 2 plus to hit, 3 plus to hit because of that. And 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus to hit. 5 plus to hit on 3 speed. That is a 3, 3, and a 10, so 1 gets through. 1 gets through at the body location, which is the location he doesn't have armor. So he is going to dodge using 1 survival, which is okay because he's got 4 now. Okay. If the target did not suffer any injuries, light, heavy, or severe, from this attack, the monster salutes, raising its blade and peering into the target's eyes. Target suffers monster level brain damage, so that's okay. Brings him down to a 4. What was... That's okay. I think blue would have technically gotten another strength token, but... Oh no, I've got that accounted for. Now I do. Monster's turn. Didn't really do much. Now it's our turn. Red is going to make an attack because he needs to do some damage to get his weapon proficiency. So that is a... What does he have? +1 luck, -1 movement. So let's see here. 6+ to hit with 2 speed. So 6+ to hit, 5+ to hit, 4+ to hit. Because of his -1 evasion and my +1 to accuracy. So 4+ hits. That is a 8 and a 4, so only 1 hits. That's alright. The glowing eyes. On a wound, Flower Knight shrieks. Its eyes strobe untamable colors. All survivors and monsters facing suffer brain damage. That's okay. 1. The 1. I don't wound on a 1. So nothing happens. Great. I'm just going to go all out with... The archer didn't actually do any damage. How many hits does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to go all out with the... with Brown Guitar Guy. So that is 7... 6+ to hit because of... I'll get rid of that. 6+ to hit because of his -1 to evasion. That is a 10, a 9, a 2, and a 6. So that's 3 hits. 1, 2, 3. Now they have an ability. When attacking with a guitar, cancel reactions on the first selected hit location. So the first one I'll probably choose is this one, because on a wound, I would suffer bash and get knocked down. So we'll skip that. So nothing happens on that one. Then we also have the Writhing Flora. Twisting blossoms and vines sail through the air, flailing harmlessly, falling harmlessly at the Flower Knight's feet. So impervious, so nothing happens. You hit flowers near him, I guess, unless you critically hit. Critical hit's alright. See what happens. And Retreating Feint. Wound attempts fail. On a failure, the knight sidesteps and move the monster 3 spaces towards the center of Showdown board. That's fine. So I'll do that one last. So first will be this one, and I'm going to cancel the reaction. So that is a 10. That's a critical hit. No critical hits on that one, unfortunately. But still does a wound. The next one is Writhing Flora. Now remember, they do crit on a 10, 9, 8, 7+. That's a 3. Still wounds, but doesn't actually wound. And the last one, failure unless it's a crit. That is an 8. That's a crit. So we do breakthrough again, and we will roll adding their luck. So, +1 luck, +2 luck. I don't think your deadly counts. So it's this roll +2. That's an 8. gain luck token and a survival, so they gain their survival back and a luck token. So now they have even a better chance of critting. Alright. I don't remember if red wounded or not. I think they did. So now green is going to go. They're going to fire their arrows. That is a 7 and a 4. The 7 definitely hits. A retreating feint. Oh no. They moved 3 spaces because of the retreating feint. Okay, so now nothing happens except on a crit, so they crit. So they get to do... Oh no, they didn't move back because there was a crit on that card. So they get to do breakthrough. That is a 1 + 1 is 2. Vine, twist, and coil around your torso, pulling you away. If you're inside the fairy ring, you're placed knocked down at the nearest free space outside of it. Gain 1 luck token. But I'm not inside the fairy ring. So nothing happens? Okay. Now it's the monster's turn. I was really hoping for some more crits. So, AI card, Salute. Closest threat facing in the fairy ring. Closest threat in range. So he'll go for whoever's in the fairy ring. 3 speed. 2 plus to hit. 3 plus to hit. 4, 5, 6 plus to hit. That's 2 hits. Nope. Body and body, he will dodge one of those. And he loses his survival. Okay. Not bad, he took 1 hit, lost his survival. Now it's our turn again. I don't think red hits, so red's gonna go. It's a 6 and a 9. What does he hit on? 6 plus 5, so yeah, he hits for both. Trap. I knew that was coming pretty quick here. Reshuffle the hit location deck. Place the attacker in front of the monster. They gain +1 luck token. Each other survivor is grasped by roots and is pulled in unless they spend 1 survival. Place them 5 spaces closer to the Flower Knight. They're all going to... Well, blue's already in there, so... I'll put that away. You know what? They're all going to use their survival, so... Brown loses theirs. Blue loses theirs. Green keeps theirs. So then it's a basic action against the attacker. Okay. I forgot about these riposte and stuff cards, the dodging ones. Okay, so basic attack is a 3 speed, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 speed, 5 plus to hit, and I cannot dodge. Okay, so that is a 3, a 10, so, and a 6, 2, no, so 2 hits. Plus 1 damage for everybody in there, I think. Where is... Knight has plus 1 damage token for every survivor in the fairy ring. So 2 damage at 2 locations. Body and head. Oh no, waist and head. So that's all his armor gone. Or her armor gone. At the body and the head. So, end of the monster, no, end of Red's turn. Red is going to dash to get back out of there. And they keep their, or gain their survival back. Okay, so now it's everybody else's turn. Red has gone, blue has not. Green can go, so green, they can fire their bow. Because I don't think they've hit yet. An 8 and an 8, that's 2 hits. Delicate shoulder joint -2, so anything but a 1 will basically wound. That is a 5, so that is a wound. So the archer got their attack in. The next one is the Furious Riposte. One of those ones that can't hit unless it's a crit, which they just crit. So they break through. That is a 6 plus... They don't have any luck tokens. Weird. Gain a survival and a luck token. So they have 1 luck now. And they gain a survival. They're already full. Okay. Not too bad. They did their damage. Got there. Blue and brown are the other ones to go, so we'll look at the AI cards, which we'll have to reshuffle. So there's only 2, so I will pick the order. Pummel Punch. We'll do that one because it's only a 1 speed. Because it's set in fairy. So yeah, he'll go for blue, which is fine. Yeah. Everybody else is going to skip their turns. He's going to run forward, turn to face blue. 1 speed. 4, 1, 2 plus to hit, 3 plus to hit, 4, 5, 6 plus to hit. And that was a 4. So he misses the full on punch. Now it's our turn. Red's gonna try to get their friggin' damage in, because we need that. That is 1 hit. That is a 5. That's a wound. Okay, he got his wound in. Oh, I missed the... All survivors and the monsters facing suffer brain damage. Okay, that is blue. And green. I think I missed that another time. But that's okay. Brown is just going to go all out for crits. So that is, accuracy is 7, 6 plus to hit. So it's an 8, a 4, and a 10. So that's 2 hits. And with their ability, they get to cancel the first. So they can cancel that wound reaction, which they're going to do because they don't want to get knocked back. And that is a 9. Would have been a crit, but they don't have crits, so that takes away the last AI card. And the next one is a impervious location. That is an 8, which is a crit for him, which is the last hit we need. Attacker gains priority target, +1 luck token, bruised ego. Okay. That was pretty easy. Well, red took some pretty good hits there. Not bad. I was hoping we'd hit more crits that got us. Oof, sorry. Resources, but that is okay. We get 4 flower and 4 basic. When the survivors defeat the Flower Knight, they gain the Flower Knight badge, rare gear. Add Petal Spiral Innovation to the Settlements Innovation deck. That is Petal Spiral. So we gain Petal Spiral. Regardless of Hunt XP, survivors may select Sword as their weapon proficiency. They may trace petals. Lose a flower resource. If you do, gain Flower Addiction Disorder and roll again. Otherwise, nothing happens. Gain 2 survival and 1 understanding. Not bad. 6+, gain a sword proficiency level. So this is a way for people to get sword proficiency and expertise quicker. That's good. Because specialization is the one that you make the wound attempt, then decide where you're going to hit. And mastery, sword master gains +1 accuracy, +1 strength, and 1 speed when attacking with a sword. So, not bad. We also gain the Flower Knight badge. All right. So, Flower Knight badge. At the start of the showdown, draw 1 tactics card and gain 1 evasion token. Okay, that'll be good. And an upward blue affinity. So tactics card's gonna be pretty cool. Add Petal Spiral to the innovation deck. We did that. Any survivors have fencing secret fighting art. And the Ghostly Beauty Disorder. Nothing. No, we don't have that. Next settlement phase, we do Sense Memory. The group gains the following: 4 basic and 4 flower resources. If the settlement innovated Petal Spiral when they defeat a level 3, let know. So we'll do the 4 basic first. So that is bone, a skull, a hide, and a hide. Okay, that's all right. We're looking for organs. And then 4 flower resources. So another Odysseus Bloom. Osseous Bloom, sorry. Which is a bone. A lot of bones this time. Another one. Then we have the Sighing Bloom, an organ. Okay, that's good. You may consume to archive during the showdown. No, we didn't get that in showdown, so that is an organ. And then we have a hide for another Warbling Bloom. Unfortunately, organs are what we need. And we got barely any of those. Bone. So we got 1 scrap, 4 hide, but 2 of them are Warbling Blooms that we can use to make new people. 3 Osseous Blooms, which count as bone. I think they also had a special ability. Showdown. And Sighing Bloom. Again, Showdown. So that one's an organ. We have to use that. We may not want to. We'll start out the settlement phase and decide a little later. So it was Brown that got that, so that is another one. So we're going on to year 8. Nemesis Encounter Kingsman is coming up pretty soon here. 1 more fight and then the Nemesis Encounter Kingsman. I think we'll probably have to go for the Screaming Antelope again. Let's see here. And the Hooded Knight's showing up again too. Update everything else. Nothing else happened. So we have a random event. I will pick that up. The Dark Dentist. Interesting. A cloaked woman enters a settlement. All that can be seen beneath her hood is the sparkle of perfect teeth. She offers to improve the survivors if they are brave enough. 3 bone and or a skull For mending shattered jaw, none of us have that. 4 bone or 1 large flat tooth. Permanent strength, we have a lot of strength. Metal jaw, 2 iron. I think we only have 1 iron. Fist and tooth gain sharp. We don't really have anyone who does that. Before rolling benefits, monster truth. Dentures of metal jaw. Roll a d10 to see if the surgery was a success. Oh. That's a kind of skip right now. Nothing happens there. Gain endeavors, so we get 4 of those. Unless somebody has Tinkerer, which I will double check. We have Matchmaker. And we have Matchmaker. And we have Prepared and Explorer. We have 1 person who is a Tinkerer, so we get 5 endeavors. Five endeavors. No milestones. So we have a story event from the Flower Knight, which is Sense Memory. Rushing into the settlement, the survivors desperately attempt to convey the others the powerful memories that dwell in the very air of the glade. Even if they pass the settlement threshold, the memories fade, and the delicate blooms clutch in their hands wilt. The settlement may pour their inspiration into inspired crafting. Inspired crafting, we can make the Vespertine Satchel, the Vespertine Foil, the Vespertine Cello, and Vespertine Arrow, and Vespertine Bow. Ooh. Okay. If the settlement has pottery, I don't know if we do. I don't think so. Nope. So, looking at the items here, satchel, we need a lantern bloom, which we don't have. Vespertine foil, we could get that, but at the beginning of each settlement phase, unless you spend 1 flower resource, archive this unless you spend a flower resource. So you have to spend a flower to keep it going, so it's just going to get destroyed eventually unless you keep fighting the Flower Knight, which that's not going to happen. Vespertine Cello, instrument, noisy, other. Start of the showdown, all other survivors with an instrument in their gear gain a luck token. Nobody has instruments. Vespertine Arrow, ammo, bow, deadly 4. Oh, deadly 4, nice. Archive this after use. If your attack misses, place a flower patch terrain tile adjacent to the monster. So it's a 6+ to hit, deadly 4. So that makes it what, a 6+ to crit? Not bad. Takes 1 flower. If we have an extra flower, we can do that. Vespertine Bow. We need the Osseous Bloom and the Sign Bloom. Sign Bloom. An organ and a hide. So we need... And that is a 3 speed, 6+ to hit, 6 strength, range 5, deadly. Before each attack, you may choose for Vespertine Bow to have slow, so 1 speed, and 4+ accuracy and range 9. So you can basically sniper shot for 1 hit, or regular shot for 3 hits. But it adds necrotoxic mistletoe to the timeline 4 years from now. Okay, so unfortunately we did not get very many organs because we do want a this is the one chance to make the bow unless we fight it again. But the organ, I wanted to give a luck charm to Brown, because then they would be 8, 9, 10 to crit. But that we can get an organ from anything. Vespertine bow we can only get from fighting this. So I think we will do that. Sign Bloom. Osseous Bloom. Sign Bloom, Osseous Bloom. 1 organ, 1 hide. Oh no. We don't have enough organ. Okay, well that settles that. No Vespertine bow. Even if we get another one. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna do the 2 Withering Blooms to make 2 more children because we are survival of the fittest and it's hard to make kids. Okay, so that's 2 more population we use for those. We have 3 people with Matchmaker. So we'll do 1 person for Matchmaker. We will use an Endeavor. I'm gonna re-roll that. Oh no. 5, that's another baby. So we'll use another one for another guy. We will have to use somebody's once-in-a-lifetime reroll to reroll that 1, definitely. That is a 7. Another population with +1 strength. So -1 lifetime reroll from a random person. And we will use another one to have children again. That's an 8. And a... Which one was that? There's 2 dice side by side. I'm not sure which one was the rolled one. So I will re-roll it. That's a 7. 7 and 8. That's another one with +1. So that is 20 population. Then we have 2 more endeavors. Oh, I have to mark down everybody's XP, so we have club proficiency with red. I'm not sure where I put that. I will have to find that. I thought I had it out here. Anyway, that's okay. Oh. Our archer goes to age 2. Our Brown goes to a brown guy. What's it? Wallace, I think his name was, goes to age 2. And that's another proficiency. And Sally, our blue character, also gets to age 2. So age 2, improved reflexes. The years sharpen your reflexes. Roll on the table below. Okay, so we'll go for, in order of how we usually lay them out, that will be, maybe I'll let Jeff roll for that. So I just remember we have to roll, Jeff has to roll 2d10s. So we'll do the captain. That's a 6 and a 5. +1 permanent strength. And here, I'll roll up here so you can see. That is a 7 and a 2, so that's a 9. +1 permanent strength. So this person has 4 permanent strength and 2 strength tokens every fight. So they start off at 6. Once they get their sword mastery, they may start doing fist and tooth next. Okay, well, we have 2 endeavors left. I was thinking of doing pedal spiral. Regardless of their hunt XP, survivors may select sword. Okay. We're looking for a 6+. That is a 9. So that is our blue character gets +1 weapon proficiency with the sword. Yeah. We're going to go for that again. That is another 6. Oh no, it was a 9 the first one, and a 6 on that one. So 6 is sword proficiency. So they're 2 away from being the sword master. Okay. Well, did we use... Actually, may cancel that depending on what we need. I forgot to look for what we needed. Don't have that. Caterium. Organ grinder. We've already built the stone circle. Leather worker. 3 hide and an organ. We don't have any organ. Weapon crafter, 3 bone and a hide. We have to use up these or they get lost. Well, 3 bone, we have osseous blooms. Those count as 3 bones. So 3 bone. And a monster hide will make us the weapon crafter. So we'll cancel one of the endeavors. That got the sword weapon proficiency up by 1 because we would have made the weapon crafter. So, counterweight axe, 2 bone, a hide, and an organ. Whistling mace, 2 bone and an organ. A lot of organ. Zambado, great cat bone and 2 hide. May be good to go after the cat again. Scrap sword. We need heat. We no longer have heat. A bone and 2 scrap. And a scrap. We don't have that. Skull cap hammer, 2 bone and a scrap. Scrap dagger. Finger of God. Phoenix finger. So it might be good to go. I don't know what the scrap sword is. But we need heat. Zambado's a great weapon. The only thing we can make right now is the skull cap hammer. Well, whistling mace. You know what? No, we want. We do want to get that lucky charm for Brown. Or for Wallace. Because that will get them +1 luck. So, what did we have? So in our resource storage, we have 2 skulls, an iron, a shank bone, and a spiral horn, and a lonely axe. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bones. So we have a bunch of bone. Counterweight axe is cool. We could make the skullcap hammer. We do have a lot of bone. We'll save all that. I really wish we had one more organ. We could have somebody consume this lantern bud. You may consume and archive this during the settlement phase to gain +3 endeavors. Skip the next hunt and gain the flower addiction disorder. There's some people who already have that, so we could give it to them. And then we could... What's the special innovations here? Scrap smelting. 2 scrap, 5 bone, and 5 organ to gain this innovation. Scrap scavenge. A survivor carefully searches the settlement edge. Spend 1 survival or die. Gain a broken lantern resource. Gain 1 courage. Yeah. We may finish off this on Sunday. So I think that'll be it for now. We need to decide what we're going to do. We're going to try to play again on Sunday. But I think that'll be it for now. Have a good one.